Gurmíl Mahat a Cahirig agus Gurmíl Mahat Hain Aras Socta Van Shaw Parsons an ábhar a phlé lum teachn Shacatcha bhí me strig Gaelscoil Cholmcille bhíidir ag ceiliúir a bliain na Gaeilge agus bhí man tóca leis an méid a bhí ar siúlach ab idir ceol agus drámaíochta agus áróníochta ach gach é nuair a bhím sa stigán agus scoil sin ar bhóthar oscar trainer churann an iarn ar fad na líg an bhuair se thar a ggósan fuirgnamh bún a bheith hacab agus tá si de fethehanis fantanis le níos mó na fethe bliana agus cé go raibh an méid sin áraníochta agus drámaíochta agus ceol ar siúlaigh na páistí bhí sé sulir de gachta na gro an na háisina tá hacab ar bhád rómheog agus na hala bhí hacab ar bhád rómheog don scoil sin agus tá si de géire fás tá si de géire go le bhéid tá annach dína géire bheith páirteach sa scoil ach tá ar fósaigh fanat níos mó na fethe bliana don Iarganmh nu. So Minister, the Gaelscoil Cholmcille are doing fantastic work. They're a very popular local primary school. Last week I visited the school again and it was impressing me once more the fact that they are waiting over 20 years for a permanent building. There is a site next door which Dublin City Council have plans to develop and so the long-term solution is right there facing the school. However, the school are really adamant that there would be a process in place that they would have a chance to maximise their potential as a primary school. I know you would share with me your vision that every child would attend a school with a permanent building and they can look to the future with a level of confidence. But the confidence within the school has been, I suppose, ebbing away over the last number of years when there are new announcements of new schools being developed and being recognised, and nobody has an issue with that. But yet they still seem to be on the end of the list when it comes to achieving what they really want to achieve. So I'd be interested in hearing your response, Minister. I know you're new to the post, but I know that the Irish language in particular is of importance to you, and you want to do what's best for everybody. So just on behalf of the parents and the staff and the Board of Management of Gaelscoil Cholmcille, we'd really appreciate your positive response.
Seanad.
Gurmaigad Cahirla, agus bhil years ago chuigean Seanadar fahuine an seans Lorch ar an ábhar tábhachta an seo aniu agus is léir na rudaí ag bonse maith as an teachtar aniu ón Seanadar tá faineamh dearfa in Golaráis sa scoil agus tá ceart teomanta agamsa maidir leis an teanga a bailú neart a maithan seo fásta agus bhilm maithan is a ggóil chuig an ceanaracht is sa scolanna fahuine an teomanta ar son an teanga. Mar atá ag an teanga, mar atá ag an Seanadar, tá Gaelscoil Cholmcille ag obair faoin an ethos Catholic agus ag obair faoin an fóras patronacha agus tá suas an gá chéad agus seacht duine áige sa scoil na monscoilena agus fríd an lán Gaeilge fásta tá suas an na duine ag obair na scoilena fásta Hain clugan jig duine ag obair agus 2.5 duine ag obair na takeíocht specialta fásta. I wish to advise the Senator that my department provided a two-storey semi-permanent school building in 2008 consisting of 12 classrooms and ancillary accommodation for Gaelscoil Cholmcille. As this building has a lifespan of 25 to 30 years, my department has no plans therefore to replace the building in the foreseeable future. But obviously I take on board what you're saying here today, that parents obviously look to a period of certainty as well, and I understand that also in March of this year the school submitted an application under my department's additional school accommodation for the provision of additional temporary accommodation to provide for a further mainstream teaching post being appointed for 2018. Having engaged with the school to seek clarification on aspects of the application, my department finalised the assessment of the application in September. I am pleased to confirm that my department granted approval for the provision of 2 permanent mainstream classrooms with ensuite toilets and separate assisted users toilet to address the deficit of accommodation in the Gaelscoil. The project was devolved for delivery to the Gaelscoil Authority. This means that it is now a matter for the Gaelscoil Authority to appoint a consultant and to advance the project through the design and construction phase. Agus Arish Boalam Mawia Gol Hagan Seanad for Hunyan Chance Lorch Ersonan Aber Shaw and you.
Margaret,
unfortunately, I find this answer disappointing. You can appreciate, Minister, from the school's point of view, to have waited this long for a permanent building and to get an indication from your department that because they have a 2-storey temporary building that has a lifespan of 25 years, that your department does not foresee an opportunity to replace the building in the foreseeable future. I accept what you're saying about the 2 permanent classrooms, but I would ask, Minister, I mean, there is a site just beside the school. It is to be developed by Dublin City Council. It's a major development on that site, potential of 500 housing units. It is an absolute perfect opportunity on that site for your department to engage with Dublin City Council and to find a permanent answer for the needs of this of the school. I would implore on you, I mean, to say that a temporary building has 25 years, 30 years duration, considering that it's already 10 years old, does not give much succour to the people who care about the school. So again, Minister, I would ask that your department would engage with Dublin City Council to find a long-term solution for this much loved and needed school in this community, and that you could engage perhaps more imaginatively to find a permanent solution, because this school deserves, and the children in the school and the future children of the school deserve no less.
briefly.
Yeah, look, Chulame and Chactaracht and you, and look, I do hear the message, and I suppose to put into context the pressures that the Department of Education has been under over a multitude of decades, even going back to the late 1970s and the 1980s. A lot of schools were built around the country, flat roof schools that are still fit for purpose and being used today. And what we're looking to do as a department is to look at a type of a retrofit project, taking into the environmental issues and looking at sustainability issues and looking at schools pre-2008. Now, I see this was a temporary accommodation back in 2008. I totally understand that if parents in the community want to have a more permanent solution, and if there are options there around alternative sites, and obviously you're coming forward with those options. One thing that I have to say about the department officials that I've only got to know in the last number of weeks, they are very flexible and they do adapt to new suggestions and new ideas as they come forward, but obviously with the constraints, and I'm trying to get a figure for the whole budget that has even been spent in sort of the area of Wicklow, around Meath, Kildare, Dublin in the last 10 years. There's been a phenomenal growth in population, and added to that the pressures and constraints that's still on new buildings. And I do understand as well, when you're hearing other announcements of new schools, the parents are obviously asking what is the situation in relation to this, in regard to this school. But we do have a 10-year capital plan. We do have a Project 2040, which means exactly the space of where we'll be at in 2040, and I know parents or people in communities are not living in a space where they believe things will be realised by 2040, but we start working in that capital space as to how do we get there over that period of time. Ach, Clisham the Hachtarach the Rish agus Boilum and as a goal Kegan Seanad for Honey and Chance Lorch son and Skull and you Skull Gaelscoil Cholmcille. Anyam Jas Foster agus Kangal at the Machonda Hindi Choconnell agus the main Kangal not Togre there then Muscullen Tamachlusa Fosculture Foster Ach Arish Tam be me glóirt leis me cholachia a géirí níos mó sunraí as an cén status agus cén sais tógra bhí ag bonseama ó gabhfuil is a hoch gotí an tam seo agus cén plán a bheith nó cén bhela a bheith de dhí a maithan seo fásta gotí an tam a bheith forinneamh níos fearr sa tóca go míle maiga.
Inis